go back to the beginning of 2021, the courts were closed. Big companies, big insurance companies were saying that our clients who were victims of some of the most terrible and tragic circumstances could never get justice. Because the courts were closed, they couldn't get to a jury trial. And even if we could get to a jury trial, these companies were saying there's no way you can win a case in the heart of the pandemic. We said that was unacceptable. We pushed hard to try cases both successfully and safely, and we convinced the courts that this could be done. They reopened the courts, and we tried one of the very first in-person jury trials after the pandemic. They said we couldn't win, but we proved them wrong. $222 million verdict on behalf of one person changed the way that big companies and insurance companies looked at cases in this post-COVID era. We were able from that time to win many other verdicts in many courts across the country and also many settlements for our clients. In fact, 2021 started off as a year that looked like it might be a lost year due to the pandemic, but ended up being the best year in the history of our firm, which meant it was a great year for our clients. We were able to recover more than $2 billion for our clients, for victims of truck accidents, for victims of terrible industrial accidents, for victims of maritime accidents, and people who've been hurt by drug companies. We were able to turn 2021 into just a great year for many of our clients. And what does that mean for 2022? Now, if you look at where we are today from where we were a year ago, the courts are reopened. Jury trials are becoming the norm. We're here to help, and we're going to do even bigger and better things in 2022.